Hello and welcome back to episode 15 of Club 9, Unknown to World Known. We're back on the final day, and believe it or not, there is a very, very slim chance that we win the league. So, since you were last with us, we have only played 3 games. We beat Aston Villa 1-0, we then thrashed Blackburn 4-1, and then we thrashed Man City 4-1 in a very surprising game, especially considering we went 1-0 down. But we bounced back and just I don't really know what happened. We just took control of that game and dominated it for no real reason. We didn't set up particularly differently. It was just that we thrashed them this time. What that does mean is on the final day, we're away to Chelsea and 3 points behind Manchester City. So we do need them to lose for us to have a chance at the title, and they're playing West Brom, who are in 16th. So it's very unlikely. And we also need the goals difference swing of 5. So if they lose 1-0, we've got to win 4-0. And even then, no, if that happened, we would win the league on goals scored. So it's could be very interesting if City do go 1-0 down. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's very likely. But of course, we did have a massive turnaround in Take to the Skies on Monday. If you haven't watched that, go and check it out. Monday's episode number 50. It was a brilliant episode. And let's get into the City game. And of course, what I meant was get into the Chelsea game. Before we do get fully into it, if you are enjoying the content on the channel, please do leave a subscribe down below. Leave a like as well. Let me know your prediction for this game and for the City game. Do you think we're going to win the league? I don't. I think we can win here, but I can't see a scenario where West Brom beats City. But you never know. Our lineup today, we've got Bled in goal. A back four of Velez, Santoni, Erling and Leandro. Fran as the holding midfielder. Emaz and Beisman in midfield. Then we've got Glam on the right, Boyson on the left and Morris as the sole striker. Free kick for Chelsea, played short to Martinez, back to McKenzie. Back to Martinez, who crosses to the far side. Marcio Luis cuts inside and Blell does well to close him down and prevent a cross. Corner for Arsenal here, Beisman going to send it in. No, plays it short to Fran. Back to Beisman. To Emaz, his shot's blocked. But it's played back to Fran and Boyson now, who's going to take it over to this left-hand side. Ends up playing it backwards to Fran. Back to Leandro. Beisman trying to find a gap somewhere. Tries to find Emaz, but it's well read by Morel. Back to the goalkeeper. And he's going to play them out from the back, and a long ball through to Marcio Luis, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Blell has pulled out a fantastic save and Erling clears it away. However, Man City leading 1-0. So we have reached half time. It's still 0-0 here at, I assume, Stamford Bridge. I'm not sure if they've had a new stadium built. However, we're not winning the league because City are 4-0 up against West Brom. West Brom haven't even turned up. They've rolled over for them. So, the title race is over. But let's see if we can end the season still with a win against one of our rivals. We're going to send Molinas on for Glam. We're also going to bring Gaffner on for Fran. Just due to the yellow card and Glam just not having a great game. None of the front three are particularly. But I've just kind of picked on Glam for no reason. Throwing on the left-hand side here, Leandro throws it straight to Yepes, and Gaffner collects it as it's headed away. He finds Beisman, a long ball over the top towards Molinas, but it's headed away. Velez brings it down back to Santoni, inside to Gaffner, and it's worked back out to Velez on the right, and a lot of passing here. Erling is on the ball now. Ball over the top towards Boyson, who plays it back to Leandro. Ball goes back into Boyson. across the box, and Morris puts it into an empty net as the goalkeeper left in no man's land due to the way we've attacked that. The defence don't seem to attract it all. City have just gone 5-0 up, so instant response from them to say, well, we don't care, you're still not getting your hand on any silverware this year. And our final change of the day, we're going to send Trubovic on for Morris. The only reason being, we can give Trubovic a little bit of a final farewell because he is leaving in the summer. Late on, we've got a throw-in from Vélez to Molinas. Imaz sends it back to Vélez, who crosses it in. Boyson gets his head on it and it's just wide. Keeper was extremely confident. And we do end the season with a 1-0 win against Chelsea. That goal that we actually scored was a very high chance, 0.73, which you'd expect. It was an open goal. If anything, I might have even expected it to be more than that. But a good way to end the season, even if it doesn't mean anything. 2-4-1 wins and a 1-0 win against your rivals. It's a good way to end the season, even if City went on and won 5-0. There's nothing you can do about that, unfortunately. But let's head to a season review. And we have the season review here. We're not going to look at the new arrivals too much because, as you know, they're not very good. They've given Santoni a C+. He's been a revelation. Outbound. Again, Perez. I think we could have got a higher fee for him. I'm not convinced we could, but moving on. We've got the season results. So, in the Premier League, we're expected to qualify for the Europa League. We've instead finished second, and the board are delighted with our title challenge. I would be delighted with our title challenge if we'd finished it off. A little bit annoying to lose it. So, it was this little run here. If we beat Middlesbrough or Norwich, we'd be fine. But we just bottled it completely. Champions League, we're expected to reach the quarter-final, knocked out in the group stage. We dropped it into the Europa League, got to the quarter-final, they wanted the semi-final, but they understand we were knocked out by a very strong Manchester City. In the FA Cup, we're expected to reach the semi-final. We got knocked out by a League One team. They're less happy about that. And Carabao Cup, they didn't really care about, and we got knocked out in the fourth round anyway. Moments to remember, our biggest win was, of course, the 6-1 thrashing of Manchester United. Match to remember, bit of a random one, the 5-0 against Southampton. I'd have gone for the 4-1 against Man City, but it is what it is. Goal of the season going to this Gaffner goal against Leeds that was very late on. That I can't instantly say I remember. But Boyson here was on the ball. Plays it back to Boisman, back to Gaffner, who's got all the space. Yeah, cracking strike. I'll give him that one. Moving on to finances. So, sponsorship goes very slightly up. Broadcast revenue down by a few million. And corporate and hospitality, competition prize money. It's all just a result of going out of the Champions League so early and there wasn't really a cup run to speak of. Matchday commercial, very slightly up though. Moving on to how we lined up. Blell, Vélez, Erling, Santoni, Jadil, Gaffner, Boisman. I mean, you can't say anything about that's wrong, really. Morris with the 19 goals this year was our top goal scorer, I believe. He was indeed. So I picked up Manager of the Month for August, February, and also got Manager of the Year, which is somewhat surprising. Fans Player of the Season was Erling, also the Young Player of the Season. Side of the Season goes to Santoni. And then most assists, Boisman with 14, so very good signing there. Morris was the most Man of the Match awards with 8. No records have been broken this year though. So that's another season in the bag. Next year their one is to qualify for the Europa League again and reach the quarter-final of the Champions League. I want us to be winning the league next year quite badly. I think it's needed. We've got £70 million to spend this summer. Trubovic is going to be sold. I'm going to make sure of that. I don't. We need a better striker. Is one of our big things. Outside of that, maybe a goalkeeper. If we look at the team report, I think largely we have got a good team. We need a new right back. Probably a goalkeeper. Other than that, I don't think there's anything that's screaming out as a desperate need. If there's spare money, then perhaps a right winger. But my focus is going to be striker, right back, goalkeeper, then right winger. I think that's the four things that I'd like. I can drop right winger if it's financially necessary. But definitely need a striker. We will see if we can get the board to give us more than the 35% they're currently offering for transfer revenue as well. If we look at Trubovic, it's 30 years old, so we should be able to get 25 million or so from him. But if you look at his goals, he scored 6 goals this season, 8 goals in all competitions. That's not good enough. That's not going to win you titles. So there's no reason for him to stay. So he is on the out list. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment where you think we need to strengthen. I've given my thoughts. Let me know if you think differently. Subscribe if you are enjoying the series, and thank you very much for watching.